Hello everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Sven Plays. I'm sorry it's already been several weeks since my last episode, which was one of my Alien Isolation ones if I'm recalling correctly. A series I do intend to go back and finish this week. But we've just pushed out our unstable update for Starbound, which hopefully will lead into a stable update next month. And I just thought I would take another stab at the Permadeath challenge. Since the overall combat of this game is deadlier than it was before, this is going to be pretty rough, and basically to make the risk even higher, I'm going to deliberately choose one of the races that only starts with melee. I'm thinking I'm going to go with a glitch this time. Glitch sounds real good right now. I'm going to be... Just gonna make him kind of brown, I guess. Oh, we'll go with that, sure. And for clothing... Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Is that right? Got that one. I'm going to go the iconic colors. I need to give him a wacky face though. Oh, where's the one I'm thinking of? There's a demented little face in here. And there it is. Eye color. Blue, like that. Yeah, that looks good. Cyan would be more accurate. And I'm going to call him Lunk. A point to the person who guesses why. And of course, this isn't going to be a simple casual normal game. Nope, it's going to be Permadeath. Oh, yes, Permadeath. Let's give him a heroic stance to complete the picture. Alright, let's go. I'm sure most of you who would be watching this have probably already tried the unstable update, although there may be some of you who are waiting patiently for the stable version to hit. So, as an early disclaimer, there are probably going to be bugs because, well, that's why it's unstable. I may not encounter any, or I may encounter crashes. I honestly don't know. But hopefully things will go mostly smoothly. Got my mana manipulator. Let's get my teleporter on. Yep, I need my flashlight. Already know that. So one of the first things, those of you who haven't tried the unstable update yourself will have noticed is that quests are a bit more laid out in terms of the progression. So you've also now got 2 starting weapons in your chest. So you now have access to a one-handed weapon off the bat, which is always nice. And, of course, the old 2-hander. But since combat on the whole is deadlier, I have to be extremely careful because, well, I was one who basically did a lot of the combat balancing in combination with Tayuri, where we sort of came to a conclusion that we wanted it so most monsters could kill the player in about 3 or 4 hits unless they were armored for that tier. And since I'm starting off, that means most monsters will be able to kill me in 3 or 4 hits. So I gotta be very careful. And especially since I don't have any bandages right now to recover from said wounds. So doing the usual thing first, gonna collect some wood. And this, for those of you who haven't checked it out, this is basically our new starting biome. Pretty similar to forest, but basically meant to be a bit easier for the player to survive. You don't encounter any large quadrupeds on this world, only the small ones. Which is generally fairly easy to deal with because they don't usually have like ranged attacks or anything like that. So they're pretty straightforward to deal with, for the most part. But if you're not paying attention, they can still kick your ass. And when you're in a Permadeath character, vigilance is a requirement. One thing you'll likely have noticed is that the mana manipulator initial starting mana manipulator is faster than it is in the current stable. Because we basically made it so that now the manipulator can be upgraded. So the initial digging speed overall is a bit better. And over time you'll be able to upgrade its power and its speed, which I was so happy about. We still have the pickaxes and stuff and the drills, but those are more purely as optional things to speed up your journey basically. You don't require them, but they will make your life easier. And by the end of the game, they'll be even less of a requirement. Now, first thing, being a Permadeath run, bandages. Need the bandages. Incidentally, you have no idea how damned happy I am that these vines get chopped down at a sane speed now. It always bugged me how they took forever to cut down when it's just a little vine. But I digress. Anything else? Oh yes, another vine. It's time for this one to make some bandages. Now, I'm not going to be going into too much detail about the changes here because most people who care to have probably already checked this out. But I'll talk about them where they come up naturally and where I feel it might be appropriate to discuss them. There are already a number of known issues with this unstable patch. I mean, that's why it's unstable, so we're planning to address those before we push it out into stable. But for the most part, we're really happy with where things are sitting overall. There's just a few little things, like in the game balance department, one of the issues I've run into is just, since we've been balancing everything for PvP, we've run into a few issues with weapons, particularly ones that tend to have high firing rates. Like the higher firing rate weapons tend to actually do less damage than they're meant to, so it is a known issue. We do intend to address it, but it's not game breaking. But it is definitely something that needs to be addressed. And it's getting darker, so I'm going to have to be extra careful because I'm going to have less visibility. Take that, monster scum. Yeah. It gave me some meat. And I'm going to make a campfire. Complete my quest. The one I'm meant to be doing right now, which I've not really been doing a very good job of showing you guys, but I'm sure most of you have probably already seen it. And did I not do it in the right order? I need to make the crafting table. Right, that's the actual quest objective. But I happen to have the materials for that as well, so all's well that ends well. Oh, I just completed a lot of quests all at once. Okay. Alright, I'm good, and I'm going to give myself some platforms as well, because those can be useful. Let's see. I've got a bow now. I should probably pop that on my action bar at the top, because those are always useful. I'm going to nom this. One of the big changes is that the food system, like the hunger bar, as you may have known it in the stable, is gone completely. We may re-implement it in some other form down the line, but we're not really sure yet. We kind of want to see what the reception is like to the new food buff system instead. So what you're seeing up here on the top left is that I now have a slow but steady healing buff on my character, but because my character's full health, it makes no distinguishable difference. But there is also now this well-fed status that basically means I can't eat anything else until my stomach is, finished digesting, because it's not good to eat too much food. And I certainly have no desire to become bulimic. Anywho, what am I supposed to be doing again? I mentally blanked. I'm going to be making a stone furnace. So for that, I'm going to need some cobblestone and another campfire. I can just cut down another tree and I'll have enough wood to make another campfire. I actually like the idea of having a campfire and a furnace just on hand, so... I might want to put out that... that fire's fine. One of the things I forgot is, because when the rain is really heavy, it can actually drop pools of liquid, which can actually douse some light sources, and like torches and stuff. But the campfires was one of those bigger flames that we addressed. Oh, you can see happening here. How this water's flooding into this hole. But because the campfire is a big enough flame that's not put out by that, I am A-okay. But I am going to take advantage of this space to get my cobblestone for my stone furnace. Plus, it drains the water. How convenient. Now, one of the other things you've likely noticed already is we've got a lot more plants growing on the surface. Have I got enough yet? I need to use the crafting table to find out. I don't think I do. Oh, yes I do. Perfect. Yep, I can make some copper and iron bars, and I need to make a copper bar. For that, I'm going to need to go mining. So, this is going to be a risky affair. But I guts to do it. I'm going to have to start digging down and may as well start where there's copper. Coal. Don't know why I said copper. It's not copper. Not remotely copper. This is coal. Very different thing. Very different purpose. I'm wondering if I should maybe grab another... Make some more torches before I go down. Probably not a bad idea. There we go. 25 torches should do me. The nice thing about having a starting one-handed weapon is I can at least carry my torch at the same time. I've got to be very careful with these guys because they can really wreck me if I'm not careful. Like, being that these are only small creatures, they're pretty much entirely melee based, but doesn't mean I can't afford to be careless at all. Permadeath is all about being vigilant and just generally not doing dumb shit. And as I have repeatedly demonstrated in my past videos, I am fully capable of doing dumb shit. And sometimes I can just completely tune out, and just forget what I'm supposed to be doing. I actually might quickly chop down some more trees, because wood good. Come on, go down faster. There we go. And it's kind of cold on this planet. I say that, but really it's not. It's just like, I imagine it being cold. The power of my imagination tells me that in this rain, my character is probably chilly. But then again, he's a robot. Lunk is a robot, so don't know. Don't know about Lunk. You cold there, buddy? I'm not sure. He seems okay, because he's just, like, it's the middle of the night, rain beating down on him, but he's quite content just to chop down these trees. Albeit because I am making him. What does that say about me, I wonder? Whoa! Yeah. I just killed a bug. Like one of the new little creatures that have been introduced into this world that you can find every once in a while are bugs out in the world, which if you construct a bug net, you can actually capture, and they'll be stored in jars for you to put on display. And it was one of those sort of last minute additions, but I think it just adds a nice little bit of flavor. But it makes it quite hilarious when I'm swapping in a monster and I see a second number pop up and I realize I killed an innocent little bug. I'm a monster. I'm such a monster! But no, seriously, it's one of those things that I think just adds a nice little bit of detail to the world. There are so very many things that I have been just burning out on, like trying to fix in the game over the last few weeks. This is the first actual break I've had to really just sit down and actually record something for the channel. Like, that's the biggest part, like the biggest reason why my channel has been getting like 0 new videos recently. It's just because I've been spending so much of my free time just crunching on Starbound, just trying to get all these new things in, and it hasn't been just me by any means. There's the lion's share of the team had been spending like pretty much every day staying in the office until like 9 or 10 o'clock, usually just going home to sleep, maybe get an hour or two to themselves to unwind, but we were definitely burning the candle at both ends, and that wears on you after a while. So presently the team are taking about a week's break just to cool down. Some are going to see their family for Christmas. I myself am taking like a week to go see some of Europe for the first time, because I only just moved to the UK and I have not seen any of Europe before, with the exception of the UK, because I live here now. I just realized how silly that was when I said it. And I've just realized I've just been talking so much that I haven't actually been starting to dig like I'm supposed to be. I might actually see if I can find a dungeon. That would be a good starting point, because they usually have a good number of resources available. And I'm going to take this chest with me, because storage containers for my ship are most welcome. And I'm going to move my healing bandage there. Number 6. Alright. Oh wait, take my food. Right now I can't do much to this food, but if you consume the ingredients raw, you can still get the benefits out of it. But you're really best off saving them for when you get access to a cooking table, because the cooking tables usually give you much more potent effects with the recipes you cook on them, and as you cook more stuff, you unlock more recipes that get more powerful. Oh, the morning has come, and a pretty little glowstorm. Ooh, lucky, new weapon. Is it more powerful? Yes. Not much, but still, it's more powerful. Not gonna complain. It's a crappy one, but I don't need my torch anymore, so I can use my longer range weapon. Ah, there's the lovely soothing tones of Planetarium. Nope. This planet should, for the most part, as long as I'm not stupid and pay attention, should be easy. Like, one of the things we tried to do is basically make the first planet less punishing to new players. There are still going to be some people who we expect will struggle with it, and we're still working on ways to facilitate it, but we don't want to make it so easy that, well, there's no challenge or fun involved at all. It's part of the reason I decided to do a permadeath run here, really. It's because I just thought, well, that'll be more challenging. How deep does this go? Oh, quite deep. This might just be a good place to start. I should probably, though, and I'm just going to pop this here, because that's where I usually keep my platforms. I'm going to give myself an exit. That'll do. Alright. Down into the abyss. Now, there's one of two ways I could go about this. I could leave torches along the way, and that's usually a good idea because then it makes it easier to find my way back. But I'm probably not going to do it too frequently. Just enough that I can light my way back until I run out of torches. But I think I should be able to find more coal down here, so it should be fine. Whoa, monster. Okay. Gotta watch out for you. Are you hostile? Luckily for me, you're not hostile, and I'm not going to pick a fight that I don't need to. And, oh, hello. Get out of my way. Out my way. Out my way. It's really dark in here. Alright. I wonder if there's anything in that water. Sometimes there can be. Capsule and hello. A big capsule. Now. Oh, hello. Let me up there. How do I get up there? Can I fit in? There we go. Monster taken care of. Oh, I just realized I'm drowning. Drowning. Frick, I'm going back this way. Oof. That's dangerous. Gotta wait for my air to come back now. So one of the other changes that makes a pretty big difference is that your air doesn't come back quite as rapidly, so you can't simply bob up over the water for like a fraction of a second and get your air back. You really need some time up above the surface. And I'm just gonna put another torch here. Now, the thing I've got to look out for is basically any ores like copper and stuff, but eventually I'll get to a quest that will let me basically fix my ship engine so I can actually travel to another world. The tougher creatures you'll find typically starting on tier 2. But so basically, as long as you pay attention, you shouldn't usually have too much difficulty here. So I'm expecting I should be able to reach the second tier without too much difficulty. And then of course I'll fuck up and get myself killed because that's just how these things roll. Permadeath is not something I typically play in games, but case being I'm a developer on the game, it's kind of an interesting experiment for me to see how difficult the game truly is versus how much actual skill do I have as a player because of my time developing the game. Oh god, it snuck up on me right there. You amphibious looking little monster, you are no match for me and my sword and flashlight. And more bandage fodder, lovely. You may be getting the impression that I like to have lots of vines because I like to have a lot of bandages. Ooh, regen, nice, but don't think it's going to serve much point here. Alright. More swimming ahead. Oh, and a chest. Chest. What is that? A throwing block? Okay, this is a case where I legitimately have no idea what that is. A block you can throw. Okay. So does it work as a weapon is the question. Or is it just purely what it says it is? A block that you throw. I'm not going to test it in the water because I'm assuming if it does operate with... Oh, I got hit. Well, just as well I've got that regeneration passive on, isn't it? Get this iron. That capsule I touched before gave me this passive regeneration buff. The capsules used to be far riskier prospects in the last stable update, but now there's a lot more potential effects. They usually tend to be a bit more neutral or more positive. So they're not as risky as they were before, but there is still the possibility you could blow yourself up or poison yourself, so they're not devoid of risk. You just need to weigh up your odds. Like if you're low on health, probably shouldn't chance it, but then again, it could be what saves your life if you're in a pinch. Alright, just for the time. Oh, hello. You startled me. I was going to be swinging wildly at you, but... Oh, frick. I really didn't need to do that. tempting fate like that is never really a good idea. But I'm nothing if not careless. That sounds really bad. I just realized I have a spear. Why am I not using the spear? Has a longer range for one thing. And better damage to boot. The only downside of using the spear is that you get no ability to guard like you do with this one. Like you can parry with this one. Spear you cannot, but you do have the longer range. And the case being that this is a slow firing spear, while that can be disadvantageous in some respects, it means I should be able to almost instant kill everything. I hope. I don't actually know. I'll have to test it on some wildlife to see, won't I? Alright. Oh, hello. There's another path down there. I'm going to open that sucker up then. And it looks like there's a bit of a drop ahead. So I'm going to wanna... Ooh, yes. There's solid ground down there, but it is a drop. Oh yeah, let's test this. Oh, it's straight up what it said it was. Just a block that you throw. It's kind of funny being a devil in the game, but sometimes my teammates surprise me with things that I had no idea existed. That's just what happens, especially when this is a game that is so content driven. With a team of about 10 people, and we've... Oh, okay, I keep forgetting these guys aren't hostile, but, which is incredibly lucky for me. But since it turns out this throwing block doesn't appear to be for offensive purposes, I'm going to just take that off for now, and instead, what would be more useful? Actually, I should have enough now to make some stuff. Get my quest done. Enough for 1 copper bar, woo! I can make some silver. Now, here's the big question. Do I have enough to make an anvil? I think I should. Anvil, yes, I do. Lovely. Now it's telling me to get to the core to get the core fragments so I can fix my ship. But first, let's pop this anvil down. And as it so happens, I can actually make a helm. Or I could make myself a better weapon. Well, the damage on that is definitely better. The range, given I'm playing Permadeath, I think I'm going to be better off making the armor. May as well make the armor that gives me the biggest benefit, which is clearly the helm. Alright. Lovely. Looks good. Alright. Your dripping wet monkey thing. But now, I should take markedly less damage from their hits, which will go a long way to giving me longevity. I've found a nice big old vein of copper. Oh, yes. Yes, please. With this, I could make a few pickaxes, which would speed up my journey to the core quite a lot. And let's get this iron while I'm here. Alright. But give me all the copper. All that copper. All for me. Yes, please. Yes, indeed. I have been trying... It's interesting for me to actually sit and just play it in the sense of being just a game, as opposed to... I'm trying to disable... That's not the right word. I'm trying to silence my internal dialogue that says, oh, I need to fix this, or I need to fix that, and just play it. Just see it purely from a player perspective. And that can go a long way sometimes to reminding you why you work so hard on something. Because it can get to a point when you're too close to a project where you can't necessarily see objectively when something's better or not. Which is why we have you guys, which is why we have Unstable, which is basically why we have, well, Beta. Because we basically want our players to help us shape the experience. While we're ultimately aiming to make the game we want to play, we want a game that everyone would hopefully want to play. And because a lot of us, at least for my part, I can say I am very new to game development in a professional capacity, it's a massive learning experience for me. And it's been an amazing experience. I absolutely do not regret it. It's been so much fun working on this game. But it definitely has come with its share of stress. And I think that just comes with any job, really. Very few people are lucky enough to be able to make a living doing what they love. So I have no false illusion that like I'm some amazingly talented guy who deserves it. I'm not. I'm just a guy who basically happened to know the right people, and it kind of hammered home to me the importance of networking. It's like quite possibly the only reason I have this job is because I happen to know the right person and I happen to have the right skill set for what he wanted. In this case, I'm referring to Ty, who I've known for many years at this point. But it's just been an incredibly humbling experience as well, because maybe not humbling, I don't know if it's the right word I should be using. It's been eye-opening above all else, because, I mean, like all of you, I am a gamer. Like, I've been playing games since I was a little kid, and working on this side, being the person making the game, I mean, I've done mods before, but this has been a whole different thing altogether, because just the scale of the undertaking is much bigger, and it's required a lot more investment on my part. And it's made me appreciate, on a much deeper level, just the sheer amount of talent and hard work that the developers of my childhood had put in. I mean, they didn't have the kind of tools we have today. I imagine just how much they must have struggled with the limitations of the hardware alone. Like, Starbound might not be pushing any limits visually, but in terms of the whole procedurally generated nature of it, you couldn't have done that all those years ago, at least not in a way that was as smooth as we have it here. But now, games like Minecraft and I would hope us have demonstrated that technology is at a point where we can do those kind of ambitious games. And I just realized I should use a bandage. I'm not... It would not be wise of me to chance... Ooh, that guy's got a big jump. Okay. I'm just going to stay away from the edge there and not tempt fate. I will take these capsules. And I really, actually, if anything, what I should be doing is turning those copper things I picked up into bars. Yeah! I'll make some iron. I might be able to actually make another piece of iron armor with some luck. Where's my anvil? There it is. Alright, for tools, I need... Oh, I actually have enough silver to actually make a whole bunch of silver pickaxes. That is quite nice, because those are even better than the copper ones. But I might be better served saving those for later. Copper would probably suffice for my needs right now. And I'm going to make myself some knave's pants. But I'm going to keep the visual layer on because I like how that one looks. Alright, so I've now got most of my armor for the tier. I need those pickaxes. I'm going to hold off on the silver ones for now. If I come across like a massive patch more, I might do it, but for now, I'm just going to keep my reserve tools down the bottom so they're easy to find. That should do for now. I don't think I'm going to be going this way because I want to be going deeper, not... Just going to give myself a way up. There we go. And just to minimize confusion of which way I need to go to get back up. Because the thing is, being in Permadeath, I can't simply like say off myself to get back to the surface. Like some players, some of the more creative players have done, but you can only really get away with that if you're playing it on casual difficulty. Doing it on normal difficulty, you would lose all your ores and you would lose a big chunk of money. I mean, you'd lose a chunk of money on casual as well, but that's not much of a punishment in the early game. There we go. What am I using this for? There we go. So you can see the pickaxes are faster overall for mining, but if you look on the top where the actual pickaxe icon is, they do have durability, so they don't last forever. I'm going to make sure I light my way so I don't go. I need to be careful about mining directly down, because doing that is a very good way to get yourself killed. Like when I ran forward just then, if there had been a hole there, that could have been a very unfortunate end. Okay. Luckily, no massive drops here. I'm going to just keep putting a few torches along my way, just so I know how to get back. Oopsie, not that many torches. Alright. I'm gonna put one there. Oh, hello. Rice. Could be useful later when I get my cooking table. And, as it so happens, there are some ores here. Lovely. Never hurts to have more. Ever. All the ores in the world will be mine. Mine! There we go. And as you can see, vines everywhere. Like, anytime I see vines, I gotta take them. I don't really. But, okay, realistically, I've got enough bandages at this point that I probably should just stop mining the vines. Whoa, hello. Let's see if this one hit kills him. Ah, missed him. Yep, one hit kill. Lovely. So I think the spear is going to be my weapon of choice at this point. And this pickaxe doesn't have too much longer off on that, but it's fast enough that I really don't care. More iron! Give it to me! The iron is mine! Alright, we're starting to get to the deep end of it now. I shouldn't be far from getting core fragments. Ooh, good thing I put a light there, because I could have kept digging straight down and got myself killed, which, considering I'm in permadeath, that is not an option. Oh shit! Oh, I did not mean to walk off the edge there, but luckily there was not much of a drop at all. That could have been really bad. That was a terrible move on my part. Jeez. My ineptitude still surprises me sometimes. Because I mean, I'm God. I probably play this game more than anyone else. Well, that's not really necessarily true. I've heard of people playing like this game, our game, for hundreds of hours, which is nice to hear. It's nice that people like our game enough to play it for that long, but I should still be better than I am. At least that's the perception I guess I would have. But I guess assuming a game developer will automatically be the best at their game, it's not as true as I thought it would be. Because it takes a different mindset, I guess, to really actually get good at a game. Like playing a game more often certainly gives you an advantage, but it's not really the same. I just gotta get to those core fragments. I could probably already produce my last armor piece now, I believe. But since I should be beefy enough right now that I don't necessarily need it, I should be okay. Although, I will need it when I go to the next tier. So if I can find any large deposits of iron, I will take advantage of them. You could believe it. Surely there won't be much more, he said, with trepidation in his voice. Ah, hello. This shows promise. Now is that a big... Oh, that looks like a big drop. But a big drop of water at the bottom, at least. There we go. I'm okay. And another chest. Always nice. But I gots to do it. I gots to get to the end of this tier. I'm just kind of blasting through this one because I'm like, this is basically meant to be a tutorial tier. This is basically just to ease people into the game if they don't know how to play. Those who already do know how to play will likely blast through this at a similar sort of pace to what I am doing right now. But I might be mistaken. I mean, some players tend to prefer to stop and build, which is by no means an invalid way to play. In fact, that's encouraged. I got to a point where I didn't really spend time building stuff on planets because I spent so much time building things in general. Oh, fuck! Oh, that was incredibly risky on my part. And now I do not have any more torches to rely on. Kinda wish I'd be a bit more sparing with them now. I am going to make the breastplate now. Yeah! Uh-oh, sounds like I'm being attacked. Ah! Go away! Jeez. Trying to sneak up on me like a ninja. Oh, it's getting dark. Oh, core fragments. Perfect. Alright, now I just gotta get down to them. This is a lot harder when you can't see. But I'm getting there slowly. Almost there. think I need like 10 of these things if I recall correctly. I'm gonna head to that vein over on my right rather than dig down because there is a great big pool of lava down there that just has bad vibe written all over it. So close. So close. There we go, there's enough light now that I can actually see. Hooray. Thank goodness for small favors. And... lovely. Now, the next step is figuring out where exactly I'm supposed to be going. I really hope I'm going the right way. I don't actually know if I am because I can't see any torches. Oh, there they are. Up, 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 and away. I can't be far from the top now. Well, I could be, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I sure hope I'm not. It's a bit of a hike. But I think we're going to be just okay. Now I'm glowing. See, that would have been useful about, oh, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. Yeah. Oh. And back to my ship. Can't do the other upgrade of my mana manipulator, which is a shame, but hey, I've got 2 mana manipulator upgrades already. And I'm going to repair my thrusters. Righto. So now I can sail to any other ship in the system, any other solar system. Wait. My words are failing me so badly. I can sail to any other planet in the system without any energy costs because it is close enough. And it looks like I'm in for a desert world. Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We're going to continue this in the next installment of Sven Plays Permadeath Starbound, but thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. I'm such a monster!